Hey everyone! In today's video, we're taking a look at Figma Make, a new AI tool inside Figma. I used it to build this fully interactive app, all from a single prompt, just by describing what I wanted. You can browse through products, scroll the page, and filter by category. Even small interactions like hover states are already in place. You can open a product, and here I get a full page, description, features, reviews. From here, I can add it to favorites. Then I go to the Favorites tab and it shows up there. And this is basically what Figma Make does. It takes your design and turns it into a working flow you can actually click through and test. It's a more direct way to move from an idea to something usable, and you can keep building on top of it, adding details, adjusting the flow, and experimenting with different ideas as you go. So it feels more like a continuous process rather than something you set up once and leave as is. And it's also pretty fast, so you see everything come together almost right away. So in this video, I'll walk you through how it works, what it does well, and where it still has some limitations. I'll show the full process step by step and share my thoughts as I go. So for this test, I didn't start from scratch. I prepared a simple app UI first, and this is actually important. If you want to keep your own design consistent and stay close to your visual style, it's better to provide your own assets. That way, Figma Make doesn't have to guess the visuals. It can focus on the logic, the flow, and how everything works together. So here's the idea. When you tap on a can, it opens a detail screen. You can add it to cart and then go through a basic checkout flow. Nothing too complex, but enough to feel like a real app. At this point, it's just a static design, basically a few separate screens that aren't connected. As you can see, nothing really works yet. So let's turn this into something interactive. So normally in Figma, if you want this level of interactivity, you have to set everything up manually. Every click, every transition, every state, and even for a simple flow, that can take a while. What Figma Make does differently, it focuses on behavior. You describe what should happen and it builds the interactions for you. So instead of building this manually, I'll just select everything and send it to Figma Make. And here I start writing the prompt. This part is actually important. Try to be specific with instructions. What's nice is that you can just select your screens or even attach images and send everything directly to Figma Make. I mentioned that the design shouldn't change much, so the focus stays on the user flow. Then I describe the behavior I expect, the sequence of actions, how the flow should work, how navigation behaves. Basically everything the user can do. The goal here is not to miss anything important. And now we just give it a moment to process all of this. It analyzes the request, and if something's not clear, it can ask follow-up questions. All right, let's check the result. So based on the prompt, this is what it generated. Honestly, this is already pretty solid. I didn't have to set anything up myself, and the whole flow is already there. As you can see, everything works together pretty smoothly. All the main interactions are in place, and it follows the logic I described. So at this point, the core flow is basically done. And it's not just about interactions, it can also handle more complex logic, like updating quantities, recalculating totals, or applying things like discounts automatically. If you want to adjust something or add extra details, you can just keep iterating. For example, I asked it to add a promo banner on the main page, a buy 2 for 1 offer. I also described how it should work, that users can select items, and that in the cart the original price is crossed out, with the discount applied automatically. Here's the banner I prepared, so I simply attach it here and send the request. And now the banner is on the main page and the promotion is working as expected. This isn't meant to replace full production logic, but for prototyping and exploring ideas, it works really well. It removes one of the biggest bottlenecks, going from a static UI to something interactive. And that makes it much easier to explore ideas, align on flows, and put together early concepts. What's also nice is that you can point to specific elements directly in the canvas, so it clearly understands what you're referring to, which makes the whole process much more precise. And this is the final result, a complete flow built in just a few minutes. So yeah, Figma Make is a really powerful addition to the workflow, especially when speed and iteration matter. If you want to try it, I'll leave a link in the description. You get some free credits to test it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.